Hello, welcome to the December layout update. We're at the bottom right hand side of the main part of the layout of the actual CreweJunction. I've decided to do a scene here. This is the corner. The roadway, hopefully it should be somewhere in that. And this cow is supposed to be broken down. Hopefully I'm going to get something like an RAC van or AA van. And it's got a flat tyre and it's had a result of a crash, so his day's not going very well. So that's it about that part of the layout. Let's move on to the next part. First things first, we've just come from over there, and the reason why there's this rubble here is because this road used to be black, used to use gloss, well I did use gloss, and the paint wouldn't stick, the grey paint what I used, so I had to rip it up and replace it, well not replace it, hopefully replace it with more paint. So I've decided to keep the auto sensor there, the station's going to stay there as well, on to the, well over here first actually. This used to be a straight piece of track, it's in fact that piece of straight track. I got two left hand points from S&J. There used to be a point at the very where, well there, used to be straight on and go there. The Royal coaches are now there, so that's their permanent home now. I've pretty much had the point come off from here and go up there so I can get a bit more rolling stock there. The EWS coalfish wagons, I'm going to get some X-load haul mineral wagons which are pretty much the same but black, and the 399 coaches from that magazine are, well the one at the far end has been sprayed up, the roof has, I'm not too sure about respraying the whole lot, and that one's been weathered up a bit. That one's pretty much stock, the pieces are about somewhere. So over here as well, because obviously I had 2 points here, this will be where there's going to be a shunter and the shark wagon. The shark wagon might move, it depends if the shunter fits there, but other than that nothing else has really changed there. So on to the next thing is the new station box which I bought. This is now got, well it didn't have lights in it in the first place, there's lights in there and there's also some lights underneath. I'll try and do a video of how to do lights in like station buildings and everything. Most of them have lights in now, as this is going to be day and night kind of cycle. Maybe do a couple of night running, so I'll kind of show you how I do the LED lights on them. It's pretty much quite easy. So the next thing is the scrapyard. This is something what I've been wanting to do for ages. Originally this was going to be a field, then I thought, well if the other half of the layout is going to be a field in its modern era, so times change, so they're all just bits and bobs. That's the J72, that's not got the motor in it, it was bought spares repairs anyway, well given to me. That's the Mainline Railways Royal Scot. I've used both of the good pieces. When I say good pieces, the most interesting bits, the front and the back. The tender is about somewhere. On to the next thing which you can just see out of shot. Just as I said that the thing I was going to show you just out of shot is the pylons. This was mentioned quite a while ago that I did have them on my old YouTube channel. It was more of just a review, but they were never actually put up. So if you do plan on getting these, be aware that if you want to put, this is black string, you're going to take a while. The weights there are going to stay there for a bit until I have it glued down. I'm going to have a concrete platform for that one and that one over there. This one over here is just going to be on gravel. Now on to the next thing. First things first, the back seam has been removed. It needs to be replaced. There was a couple of problems with it. So that siding where the breakdown train is, that can also be used for the Scrap 37. It's not strictly for locos, or it's kind of a little section for rolling stock for the scrap yard. So the Royal coaches have been removed. They are obviously where I showed you before. So there's a bit more room to put locos down now. Well, definitely a lot more room, even though I haven't got that many so far. There's been also a couple of lampposts been put in. There's one there that you can probably just about see. There's not many locos, like I said. So, but most of this area is complete, near enough now. It just needs a bit of grass, like overgrown grass, to make it slightly different. The porter cabin was bought pretty much weathered anyway. I've added a bit of rust to it, so, and there's also been a light added to it, like the signal box. This kind of stands out a bit too much because it's quite big, the network rail van. This is 172 scale, not 174 or 176, which is 00 scale 176. But as long as they don't put any really tiny cars by the side of it, it should be alright. These are 174, or these are here. So, might weather them up a bit, make them a bit more grimy. This needs probably a bit dulling down, maybe another paint actually. So, that's it. I need to put a bit more room here. I need to put a bit more things here. Onto the TMD. So the TMD is pretty much full up right now. It's got a 5-car HST set, and it's got two 153s and a 150. So it's pretty much full up right now. I don't think I'll get any more DMUs, so that's kind of a bit unlucky, but I think that's more than enough DMUs for now. So the power comes from just there. Might add a couple more sections where there's power. So this is new as well, this piece of track and all this down here. So this is now the engine shed for all the steam locos. Sorry about that. It's a 3-way point, and it probably could house. Let's do it in Mark 3s. That'll probably just about get 2 Mark 3s in it. Well, if you're really pushing it, I'd say about 2 Mark 3s, and probably about 2 as well. So there's quite a lot of room for the steam locos. This is where all the steam will be. So there's 4 different sidings altogether. 1 for DMUs, 1 for DMUs, the second one for diesels, and then the third one for steam locos. The 4th one is the rolling stock yard, which will probably help the diesel shunters as well, if there's enough room. So like I said, this is all new pieces of track from, just after that 3-way point. That's all new track, not brand new track, but it's new track. This is new track as well. These pieces aren't new, and all the way up there is new. So let's go over to there now. Moved along a bit. I've just noticed and forgot to tell you about where other things are going. Ignore my very bad handwriting and something like that. So hopefully, there's some glue and kind of painting there to simulate the water. It was painted black for it, so unluckily, so I've made it kind of a murky greeny blue water. It should be easy to remove and replace. So the water tower is going to stay here because there's going to be an engine shed on one road, and then probably somewhere to fill up coal and water. So the signal box, I know there's a signal box over at the main part of the layout, but this is two different stations. This is a different station to the other. So this will be kind of an old style one. So I'll put that somewhere there. The roadway, I had a couple of decisions for all this. The road's going to come off here. We'll just move this out of the way. The road will come off like this. There'll be a little section for people to cross over, and then like some turn-ins, giveaway signs and everything. That's a chapel that hasn't got any lights in it so far. I'll do that for the how-to video because that's kind of the hardest one, because you've got to stick kind of some tweezers in there, so it should be a bit easier. So the line there is for kind of where the graveyard will be, or well, it's going to be a chapel, so probably a small car park. The road is just freely drawn, so this is not the final plan, but it'll curve round here, come and meet up by the track side. There'll be the concrete, well not concrete, the stone walls, and then go up to the town. So let's go up to the town now. There's nothing much really happening there except some platforms, so let's go up there. So all over here will be bunches of houses, and then it'll kind of stop where there's a wall, and then this will be a small car park. Well, I'll probably stop about there. There'll be a small car park for this industrial building. I don't know what company will own it. I'm not too sure yet. It might be just a random company for up. So, but the sign will probably be there. As for the auto centre, that'll probably be quick fit, and there'll be a sign by the side of it. Over here, though, back to here, the road just stops, so I haven't got that far for now. This is all the weathering powders I had. Even though it was on paper, it still made quite a mess. So the bus stop, which I bought from S&J as well, is hopefully going to go here. Might be able to put some advertising there, even though you won't really be able to see it. Well, I suppose you could if you're looking from the right hand side. The TARDIS is probably not going to stay here. This is kind of where the platform will be. There'll be a bridge hopefully there, but I'll need to try and find quite a small bridge. If not, it'd have to be the platform here, but it just all depends for now. So like I said, that'll be all road, and then it'll go up to roundabout here. The road will. There'll be a small car park for, well, quite a big car park because it's quite a big station, but there'll be a car park anyway. Maybe some recycling bins, so they may move over here. Just kind of make a bit more room for the car park there. So the black there will be some like road, well, some path, and then it'll stop for the garage for the loading. The only trouble though is that it'll be quite close to the bridge, so I'll see if I can try and do something about that onto the actual bridge, which I just mentioned. So over here is pretty much where the scenery will end. Not exactly here, but around about here. I don't want it to just stop and then have a board. I want it where that really it's kind of carrying on, but I'm not modelling that part. So well, the track will definitely stop at this point, but the road will go under a tunnel, and then fantastic me, because I've never seen Pico do points, so I didn't use this until I kind of thought about it a couple of days before I went to the shop. So it's just one section of track, and it'll stop here, and then so what it'll be is a road going underneath the track. This won't be, well, it won't be powered, so I can put certain logos up there to display, provided that they don't fall off. So, but it'll be made out of polystyrene, the hill will, and then covered with grass. So that's kind of about it for the layout update. But instead of commenting, please can you tweet me? It's in the description, or kind of contact me through other means, because the YouTube comment section, it does not want me to do it. So bye for now. I'll see you next time.